Nah, bro. I mean, look, man. One time when I was a young kid in Korea, right? I was out in the countryside because that's where my mom's family's from. And, we're talking about farms and then they're kind of behind the times, right? In terms of technology and everything. Just a very slow pace of life. I saw this cow and it was just right there. So I was like, I've never fucking seen a cow in real life before. So I went up to the cow and I started petting it, right? Uh-huh. I said, oh, good cow, right? And this guy fucking out of nowhere starts going, I'm like, oh shit, scared the fucking shit out. So I thought he owned the cow, right? And then he was mad that I was touching his cow. But then I realized he was not saying anything. It was just noises coming out of his mouth. I was like, it scared the shit. I was like, bro, 10 years old or something, right? Scared the fucking shit out of me, right? I fucking ran. I booked it. I fucking ran to my grandparents' house and I told them, like, dude, this dude just fucking ran up on me and started like making noises and yelling at me. I was just petting a cow. And then they're like, what do he look like? And I described him. Oh, he had a bald head. And it's like, oh, that's just Dooshik, right? That was his name. I was like, Dooshik. I was like, what?
Dog,
I was like,
just to give you guys a reference, like usually if your kid's named Dooshik, he's probably a little R-worded, dude. Like if you just got Dooshik is like
that was the thing. It's like, oh, he's just the local retard. Like, like it was already known that he suffered from mental retardation, or he was, I'm sorry if that's not politically correct. He was mentally challenged.
Yeah.
And he just fucking roamed the streets doing whatever, And
that's like some village shit.
Yeah, it's like literally a village over there. And like people just already knew. So they're just like, oh, that's just Dooshik. That's just Dooshik being Dooshik,
Dooshik is such like a country bumpkin ass name, dude. Yeah, it's like an old fat like Dooshik.
Yeah. And then so I was like, oh, okay. And like, at the time, like I couldn't really grasp it, but I was like, I kind of understood on some level he just has something wrong with him. So when I saw him again, fear turned into just kind of writing him off now. Like, oh, you just crazy,
Yeah.
Because, yeah, he did that shit again. He started like making noises at me and I was just kind of like, all right, that's cool.
That's just Dooshik, dude.
Yeah, that's just Dooshik being Dooshik. Like it's just what it is. What it is. But yeah, I do know that people have become much more sensitive to it, and I'm not being insensitive to it. I'm just kind of referencing it from a cultural standpoint where we grew up in the 90s and people just kind of used the word retard or retarded for a lot, and it wasn't saying it in like a negative way, like, oh, you're a mentally challenged person.
She's like, that's dumb.
Yeah, it's just dumb. Just like, how using gay for things became much more sensitive too, right?
Times have changed a lot, man. I'm really trying to keep up. Like I said, if I slip up every now and then, I know like I said, I didn't know about that until this podcast. People are like, yo, you can't use that for anything now. Like people just take it a wrong way.
Right.
I'm like, I understand. Like it's not from a world that I come from because it's not like I have a child who is mentally, is it handicapped, mentally challenged or something?
Yeah.
So it, obviously it doesn't sting personally.
Yeah.
So I get it.
Yeah.
That's completely.
No, that's the thing. Like I respect it. You know
I'm
what I mean?
just call people Tushiks now from now on, dude. Dude, look at this fucking
that's
Dooshik.
Dooshik, man.
Yeah, dude, I'm using that shit now. Shut the fuck up, you fucking Dooshik, dude.
Yeah. No, but yeah, I definitely am. That kind of ties into the whole dog owner thing. It is being aware of like how it might come across as somebody else, right? And then so I got to be respectful of that. Like, yeah, I come from a time where we just kind of used it passively without even thinking about it, and it wasn't necessarily like such a strong derogatory word. It was just such a common word.
Yeah.
But then once it started getting to a point where, it started becoming more offensive to people, then it's like, okay, I got to be aware of that and I got to respect that, And if a certain group of people or just people in general are taking offense to it, then that's fine. Like,
I wonder when I'm always like in this weird place when it comes to saying offensive stuff and it comes to comedy, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because comedy is such a weird space because I feel like if it's for the laugh and the joke is executed right, you can say whatever you want.
Right.
My greatest example is like Dave Chappelle. He did that.
Yeah, I saw that when he's talking about it in his stand-up, right?
Yeah, Dave Chappelle talks about that stuff, and it's just, I feel like in the guise of comedy, we can lose a lot of things. If I don't find it funny, I'm allowed to not find it funny, but I don't think people should be canceled for it per se, right?
Right.
Even with that guy Shane Gillis when he did that he was that comic that was supposed to be hired on SNL, and he was talking about how Asian people are disgusting or something like that, right? The reason why I found it highly offensive and I was kind of irritated was because it wasn't a joke. It was just him saying like fucking Asian people are disgusting. Right. There was no bit. So, you know, other comics disagreed. Some comics, like Joe Rogan, said that he thought it was a bit, and I was like, nah, Rogan, you off on this one. That wasn't a bit. Like, I know what a joke is. That wasn't a joke. He was just being an asshole, right? Specifically not him. It was like, I think that's his brother or some shit was being kind of weird with it. But then people are like, yeah, he should be canceled for it. I'm like, I don't know about canceled. You know, like, I'm allowed to be upset about it. I'm allowed to flame him for that shit. Should you cancel him? The human side of me, or the you know, the millennial person's kind of like, maybe he should. But the comic sides of me, like, nah, I don't give a fuck.
But that's the thing though, man, is like people are so fucking sensitive now. You know what I mean? Like we're in cancel culture, right? You get canceled for anything and everything. And so like people are so kind of afraid, I guess, to do certain things, say certain things. And look, man, it's like we're human beings. You're allotted mistakes. You know what I mean? You can make mistakes as long as you own up to it, you recognize it, and you improve on it, right? Like, all right, if you're fucking raping people over and over again, that's not, you know,
that's not a mistake. That's just that's who you are. You fuckface.
Yeah, that's a whole nother thing. But if you genuinely weren't aware or just had like a lapse in judgment, even, right? And might have said something or did something that was offensive, and you didn't realize it at the time, but then you realize, oh shit, I fucked up, and you own